Hey everybody, what's up? Charleston Cycles here, just coming at you with another video. Haven't posted a lot. Was talking to some guys the other day and like, hey man, you're never putting up videos anymore. I guess mostly I anticipated having some race footage last year to be able to post, and haven't got to do any racing, and this year looks like it's gonna be off to a slow start too. So I'm just gonna post some videos periodically just to kind of let you know what I'm doing, some of our group rides, and maybe even show a little bit today about the training that I'm working on. This is our Saturday group ride on a cold January morning. Temperature here is about 40 degrees, and we had a small group of 5 people here on Hyde Park Road. One of the things, since we do the same route every Saturday, I like to uh, try to try to work on something that's a little out of the ordinary, because if you've watched Hyde Park Road videos before, you know that it's fast and single file, and typically comes down to a field sprint at the end with everybody there. And so I'm pretty effective at that. I can usually do okay with the field sprint. But what I wanted to work on just in these kind of months leading up to race season is trying to develop a little more sustained power, and trying to be able to get my fitness in a place where I can do like some breakaways, and maybe create some breaks. So that's what I'm working on today. My plan was to try to get a break to go. Of course, that's hard to do with 5 people, because the group's just not big enough, and uh, to really split up too much. But that's what I tried to do. So uh, I'll show you a little bit about how I did that, and maybe how I could have done it better. I did have my rear camera and my front camera. Right now, I'm running third wheel. I think that's maybe Ken on the front. I can't really tell right now. Anyway, and then Daniel is there in front of me. So my idea was, I was noticed the pace is pretty slow. Typically on Hyde Park, it's usually faster. Of course, it's hard to go fast when it's cold, but uh, I did want to put in a big effort here. You can see right here was not really like trying to drop the group, but my goal was just to make um, the pace pick up, and I wanted it to be more aggressive, so everybody was kind of operating closer to the threshold of popping. And so I got on the front there and just kind of jumped out in front just to sort of pick everything back up, and you can see the group quickly fills in, and now the pace is up to about 24, which is good. And so I really held this effort for probably longer than I should have. Probably should have rolled off here after I got the pace up, and then just continued to let everybody work equally. But I did kind of stay up here and hung around 400 watts for longer than I should have. But that's okay. Part of this whole run is developing fitness, and if you wanna get out there where you can do those kind of efforts, then you need to work on that threshold power. So that's what I'm doing. Finally roll off there, and you can see the group coming in front of me. So I'll get behind and take a breather for a while. But I also just wanted to talk a little bit about, since there is some months leading up to race season, hopefully, a little bit about what I'm doing as far as training goes, maybe while this is the action slowdown. So I'm using Training Peaks. Since in the last few weeks, I got this subscription to Training Peaks, so I can use it full time, and I've got a training plan. If you look in the upper right hand corner here, you can kind of see these 4 charts of your basically your fitness. That top left one is over the last 7 days, and then over the last 30 days, and over the last 365 days is on the bottom right. There where my cursor is, you see there's a huge dip, and that was back in the summer. Basically, I took some time off from the bike and let my fitness just kind of go down, and so now I'm just kind of ramping back up, and that's a plot of CTL. You see the same plot over here on the left hand side. That's also CTL, and I've got an event shown there on the right hand side that's just like a future race criterium, let's say out in the middle of summer. And the idea is that you input your workouts into a calendar, and then you're gradually building that fitness. So that's kind of a trajectory of how my fitness should ramp up if I follow the workouts that I have laid out. And so if you go to the calendar view, you can see for every day I put in exactly what the workout's going to be. So like there I have some intervals on a day. I got a sweet spot workout, maybe the CBS group ride there on Saturday. And so then you can just roll through. It accumulates there on the right hand side and tells you how much TSS you're going to accumulate, training stress, which is like the difficulty of the training that affects your CTL or fitness, gets accumulated there on the right. So you go in here and you build these workouts, build the intervals that you want to do, whatever power zones you're trying to target, and it'll automatically calculate how those are going to do. And then after you do the ride, you can overlay the actual power levels on top of what you were shooting for, and then it scores the workout. Basically, it gives you a compliance. So if I'm not able to hold the power and I don't do very good at holding the power that was projected for the entire workout, it'll be yellow, and you can see on the upper, that workout on the left was yellow and all the others were green. So, and then red is bad. So like if you and then as you go through the weeks leading up to your event, the idea is that your fitness, your training difficulty, your intervals are gradually increasing, your volume's increasing, your intensity's increasing. But you're trying to manage it at a pace where you're not going to give yourself out. You're not going to be overly fatigued. And so there's a lot of kind of coaching that goes into this. I'm just kind of self-coached, so I read up on all this stuff and play around with it in here. But yeah, you can see here, this is the training plan, which shows, all the workouts, what's going to happen. If I continue to follow my workouts, I should reach this peak value of like 92 CTL out in May, and then right before then you kind of ease off before your event, your primary event, and taper off so that you're not only fit but you're also rested at the time of whatever your priority event is. So I have this fictitious event out in May that you see there for a crit race, and basically I'm just trying to peak for that event, and then hopefully by the time we actually get to May, there'll really be some actual events that I can put on the calendar. And so in the meantime, I'm just doing my best to make these workouts. And even though like on this ride, it's just a group ride with the guys, but I still have a lot of goals that I'm trying to meet. So I'm still trying to meet some TSS value for the workout. I'm still trying to hold some power levels for given intervals. And so it's easy, even though you're doing the same ride every Saturday, it's good to go in there and kind of think, okay, what are some goals that I got for this Saturday? And so that each week you're pushing yourself a little bit further than you did the last week. And for me, that's pretty critical. Here again, we're getting close. If you look at the upper right-hand corner, you can see we're getting close to the spot where we usually sprint. I'm third wheel at this point, and pace is still about where I left it off at 24 miles an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try again to see if I can sever the group. So you can see I'm kind of thinking about it there. The power's going up. If you look behind me, there's Will behind me and Bart, who's at the very back, and he's going to be nice and rested. Daniel rolls off there to the back. When he does, you see the pace had just dropped down to 22, and so what I do is I just drop the power there and do my best. Now Bart instantly responds. He's got my wheel, and then Will is not very far behind him with third wheel, and so really I'm working really hard here because I'm out in the wind and I've already done one big effort. I really think probably I was a little too conservative. I probably should have done this about 3 or maybe 4 times along the road, just to kind of create these surges to try to go ahead and split up the group more, since that was what I was trying to do. I didn't want it to just come down to a field sprint like it always does, just because I was trying to mix it up a little bit. And so what I did there is now I'm on the front, but the thing is I'm on the front and I'm close to the end, and so nobody, even though I'm pulling all the way over here to the left, flicking my elbow like crazy, right? But nobody wants to come around because everybody knows what's coming. So all you can do at this point is just put your head down and pedal and hope for the best. So usually this is getting close to the sprint. You'll see these 2 guardrails. Usually by the time you come out of these guardrails, somebody's going for the going for the sprint. This is about 300, probably 300 yards to go. Here comes Will right at the yellow line. He's going to come around to the left. Bart sees him and stands up, and then you got Ken back there who is gapped just a little bit. And I'm gonna just give it all I got here, but see, I was struggling even to get up to like 700-800 watts, and the shadows are behind, so like you can see Ken gets really close to me, but I see a shadow, and that gives me just enough motivation to stand back up and give it one last push before we get here to the finish line right here. So that's it. So yeah, it was another good ride, and every Saturday is a race. That's what we say in CVS rides. So hey, appreciate you watching the video. I got one more of these coming really soon, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep the videos coming. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.